Hi, everybody, humans on planet Earth, anyone's checking in. I actually want to help you all understand and debunk the physical body and the immune system today, because what I'm seeing and what I'm feeling is a lot of scared people, a lot of people who feel disempowered, a lot of uncertainty. And from my health profession background, I'd really like to support you, educate you, help you understand our body and our immune system, because this is the gap that's not being filled right now. This is the gap I'm seeing where people are, while I wait for people to jump on, let me just give you a background as to why I'm speaking so passionately about this, because I've certainly cooled down from my stories this morning, which were very fiery, and I'm going to be more composed here so that we are calm and helpful, not a raging fire. So, first of all, I am an Australian trained physiotherapist. We are trained in cardiopulmonary function, lung function, brain trauma, nervous systems, like stroke patients, all of our immune system. We have our pharmacology sections as well. We are trained to help people in all parts of our bodies. I've been a physiotherapist for over 15 years, and educating and helping people understand their body's function and their physical health, as well as their mental health and like nervous system health, is something that I love. I thrive on knowing and understanding and learning, and it is literally my mission to pass that on to you so that you too can really truly understand how your body works and how you can use it to live a big life. So with all of that in mind, this is the pieces of the puzzle that I'm really not seeing. Now, before I continue, I want to actually say that I'm intentionally using the words fun juice instead of, because that is how we're being censored. Censoring is real and alive, and if you had any idea what was happening in Canada right now, you should definitely see and realize that the media and what you're seeing is not showing you the full picture. But that is not what I'm here to talk about. I'm just choosing fun juice, so we're clear, instead of using words that will censor this. So let's not talk about that. Let's talk about our bodies, our self-responsibility, and the things we can do every day to help a system within us support us. Because let's be honest, people who are both and not are all and both becoming ill. This virus does not differentiate your ability or not to fall sick. You will fall sick regardless of whether you have had fun juice or not. So how about we look at supporting our immune system and supporting the body we have, and we have full control over and a right to choose what we want to do with it. So the question is, are you willing to take that responsibility of your health and your part, and how this is going to pan out for you? Because that's what it comes down to. What are the things that you're doing in yourself every day that will actually help you stay well or move through sickness with more ease? That's the question. So with all of this in mind, I do have notes so I don't get massively off track and get on a tangent here. What I'm seeing, as I mentioned at the start, is a lot of hype around like one solution and one way, and each to their own. Do what you want to do. It's your body, it's your choice at the end of the day. But you have the choice to accelerate your immune system function. And these are like simple, basic ways that you can do that. That's what I'm sharing here in this time today. I want to share with you the things you can do yourself today, every day, that can help your body. There are other things I'll put in a separate post that are more specific to infection and disease, and that will be separate to this. I want to try to keep this close to 20 minutes if I can. So first of all, the problem I'm seeing is people being scared, unsure, uncertain. And let's be honest, when we are scared and when we are stressed and when we are pressured and when we're in disharmony, we will get sick. We will absolutely get sick. That is going to accelerate our illness big time. So how about we fill this gap? Because last night I sat there and I watched normal TV for the first time in a long time, and I saw ads for the Cancer Council, I saw ads for like beds, I saw ads for like quit smoking and lung health, and I sat there and I was like, Where is the government initiative here that is helping us stay well? Where is the government initiative or health campaigns that are like, hey guys, let's help? Again, look at your magazines, look at your newspapers. Where are the columns popping up on like, oh, how can we start to like elevate our immune system function specifically now? Like, what could we do today? Where are we seeing these tips? Where are we having this help? Where are we getting the support so we feel empowered and so we can make decisions to actually help us, whether we have had fun juice or not, because we are all vulnerable. Having fun juice will not stop you from getting sick. Let's be very clear about that. Look at New South Wales if you need evidence for that. And worth noting, more recent research has looked at, depending on what you have chosen to use as your fun juice choice, their boosters last roughly 3 months on average. I'm happy to be told that I'm wrong with this. I am totally open to my map of the world not being the only way, but my mission here is to help you understand your body. At the moment, these boosters are about 3 months, which is why the WA borders are going to be opening potentially at a time where all of these shots everyone's had are going to be running low at best. So that aside, let's stay on track, Sarah. I want to help you start looking at what you can do to help your immune system lift and heighten, and also what things are actually suppressing your immune system function. How about we start talking about that? That's what I'm here to do, because I really want to help you understand this. So without further ado, let me get started, because if the government and the foundations, I guess, as well, are supporting us, like last night's ad, it kind of did my head in a little. I saw this beautiful ad about sun protection and like from the Cancer Council and UV education, and it was awesome. It was really good about checking the UV index, but it kind of triggered something within me, as in, what are we doing to help people understand our body? And I'm not going to give you a university seminar. I'm going to reference my university slides here from my degree and from doctors that I have seen when I have had severe infections and severe skin problems, when I was looking for solutions to help my body heal. That is where this comes from. Literally my own personal experience of having gone through all the medications, having gone through all the things I was told I should do, but then going, it's still not working. I need something more. How can I help my actual physical body? And that's where this fire comes from, because I've been there. I have been a very unwell human before, and it's my degree. I am science trained, so I have authority to speak to this, and I'm going to stand in that big time. Now, breathe. First of all, it's really important to note and know, and I'm going to read this so I do get the words right for you, and it's not a Sarah version. Our immune system does work together with our endocrine system and our nervous system. So these are interconnected and interrelated. And our nervous system is important in tissue repair and regeneration, like very, very important, amongst many other things. So let me now go through 9 things, 9 super straightforward things that we can be doing today. Number 1, sunshine. This has been studied since the 1970s. Now, too much sunshine will create an immunosuppressant effect, okay? So if you have too much UV radiation, it actually does impact your immune system, as in it will decline. So it's important that you look at low levels of UV radiation, where your skin is direct in the sun. This might be gardening, this might be like exercising, but we're looking for 10 to 15 minutes every day that will energize our infection fighting T cells. So when we have the T cells come out to play, when we have an infection that needs fighting, our immune system does that. So if you want to energize our ability for our body's natural process of those T cells to move through into your system and start to fight an infection and other things, again, this is a short summary for you. Being in the sunshine doesn't only give us that vitamin D access, which is a point on its own, but also helps that T cell function specifically. So sunshine's number one. Number two, did you know that the current Australian exercise recommendations for people between 18 and 64 is preferred everyday exercise, but minimum 2.5 to 5 hours of moderate exercise per week. And this is for your health. This is the government minimum standard recommendations, 18 to 64-year-olds. So, and within that, before I forget, they recommend muscular strength exercises at least 2 days a week. So doing strength work, body weight is fine, 2 days a week. This is for just general health, guys. This isn't even for fighting infections and viruses. So look at your exercise, and moderate means like a brisk walk, mowing the lawn. So go and mow someone's lawn for 5 hours and you're sorted. Imagine how much tiresome that will, that will be, how tiresome that will be. Or swimming. So not a stroll. We're talking about something that brings you up to a moderate amount of breathlessness as a form of moderate exercise, okay? Just so we're clear. If you are doing vigorous exercise, the minimum guidelines is 1.25 to 1.5 hours of vigorous exercise for general health, not for bolstering your immune system. Now, through my racing as an athlete for, I think it's 23 years now, high intensity exercise does make your immune system plummet for up to 24 hours afterwards, okay? I did have that graph out here somewhere, but I've shifted it. So a small or low, moderate amount of exercise will aid your immune system function, but once you get into vigorous or high intensity exercise, it is within, off the top of my head, it was the 5th hour after exercise to like 12 hours afterwards. Your immune system crashes. So watch your intensity, because high intensity might actually be causing immune suppression. Next point. So what exercise will help with is the next point. Sleep. And I know you know all of these things. But let's look at how it impacts your body, not just harp on about getting a certain number of hours sleep. Poor sleep, like not enough, lowers your cytokine production. Cytokine is a protein that targets inflammation and infection. So if you're not getting enough sleep, your cytokine production will be lower. So your body's ability to fight infection and fight inflammation is a lot lower. This also has an accumulative effect. Sleep deficit is real. Sleep deficit will cause like a drop over a prolonged period of time, and having more sleep for a couple of days is not enough to refill that deficit. So another piece of information worth noting is that lack of sleep actually impacts the flu vaccination's effectiveness. So that's something that is quite well known. The flu vax has been around for a long time. Lack of sleep impacts the effectiveness of the flu vax. We all know it's like 6 to 8 hours sleep. We all know our bodies are very individual. We all know we have different sleep demands, but I'm here to educate you and encourage you to look at your quality of sleep, because it is slow wave deep sleep that we're looking for here for your cytokine production. Let's talk about vitamin C. This is one I love. This is this whole like study here. So something super cool that I learned when I looked at our immune system and fighting infections, when I had a lot of like boils and staph infections and golden staph infections and things, I've had a few over my lifetime, is that man, like humankind, is one of the only mammals, one of few of the only mammals who don't produce its own vitamin C under stress. I was like, what do you mean? So an unstressed rat running around having a grand old time being really happy produces about 15,000 milligrams of vitamin C. He's not stressed, but he makes his own vitamin C. Sorry, I have this totally the wrong way around. I just realized I'm reading the wrong columns. An unstressed rat creates 5,000 milligrams of vitamin C. When he's stressed, that triples. When he is stressed, he produces 15,000 milligrams of vitamin C. Mice, 20,000 milligrams of vitamin C. Dogs, 2,800 milligrams of vitamin C naturally produced. Cats, goats, like a fully stressed goat produces, makes me laugh, a fully stressed goat produces nearly 100,000 milligrams of vitamin C. Men, humankind, because it says man in this graph that I'm citing, which is an article by Marik by Thoracic Disorders in 2020, if you really want to go look it up. Humans produce zero vitamin C ever, whether they're stressed or not. So key message here, other than the fact that I find that absolutely fascinating, call me Dave and Attenborough if you like, is that we humans don't produce vitamin C, and other mammals produce a lot more when they're stressed because of how that can impact their ability to heal, their immune system function, and helps their body stay healthy. So if you're a stressed human right now, you might consider taking a shit ton more vitamin C, like most mammals produce themselves when they're stressed. I personally, having looked at that piece and looked at like the history of vitamin C, its effect on post-operative wound healing, its effect on heart attacks, its effect on wound healing, strokes, hemorrhages, pneumonia, psychological stress, brain injuries, like all those things, vitamin C plays a part in accelerating the recovery and the healing. There's tons and tons and tons of research on this. So my take-home message for you is that if you are on a day-to-day basis, I personally take 2,000 milligrams of vitamin C every day. I usually take it when I'm having iron because co-absorption is real. Vitamin C and iron together, pair together, and absorb better in your system. Just like red wine and red meat create a lack or lower absorption. So they're not good together if you actually want to absorb your iron. So take vitamin C with iron, they bond together and they co-absorb well. However, I take 2,000 milligrams of vitamin C a day. I take 15 milligrams of zinc while we're talking about immune system supplements, if you're into that. I do encourage 15 milligrams of organic vitamin C per day. And if you start to feel unwell or run down, I bump my vitamin C up to 3,000 milligrams. That's on top of food, like eating really well, eating really nutritiously. The vitamin C evidence is huge. So they did, and they have looked at the use of vitamin C for the things in the world right now as an aid to help with the healing, to help with the recovery. So bear that in mind. On the train of vitamins, we have vitamin D. So vitamin D affects the key cells of our immune system function. What happens when we have a low vitamin D is that we have fatigue, depression, lack of bone density, and pain. And vitamin D, of course, can come from the sunshine. You can also receive vitamin D from fish and eggs, but healthy levels of vitamin D will help you and protect your immune system's adaptive memory, as in its ability to move through an immunity problem, let's keep it general, and be more adaptive and quicker to respond next time. So vitamin D is an important one to consider as well, which you're going to get from your son. Number 5, we're getting there. Food. Keep this simple. You know how to eat. How you choose to eat is up to you. Like, I'm not going to sit here and preach about foods. I'm not a nutritionist or dietitian. Generally, adults know exactly what they should eat and they just don't choose to eat it. That's your choice. So fatty and sugary foods do cause a reduction in our vitamin and mineral absorption, and that will cause a weakened immune system. Sugar in particular is quite an accelerant with inflammation, and I have noticed that people who have become unwell with things in times like these find that sugar really makes their symptoms a lot worse. And that's just personal experience. That was their personal experience when they've been unwell. So bear in mind that fatty and sugary foods are going to impact that. Number 6, water. This is an easy one. Write this down. 1 liter for every 1 liter for every 22 kilograms of your body weight is your recommended daily water intake to flush toxins, shift the shit out of your system, and that is before exercise. So if you're going and exercising a lot, it's important that you're having more than that. So say I think last time I checked, I'm like 57 kilos, and I feel like that worked out at like 3.8 liters per day without being my cycling intake. So if I ride for 2 hours, every hour of exercise for me is a bottle an hour, like a bottle on the bike an hour. And on top of that, I have that extra 3.8 liters of water. Water's an easy one, guys. Just turn on the fucking tap and fill up your water bottle. Rant over. Gut biome is number 7. Our gut biome actually holds a huge portion of our immune system function. This is a really important piece in our mental health. We all know that now. Our gut creates a lot of our mental stability hormones. I say stability loosely there. My apologies if that offends anyone. Let's try to be politically correct. We know that our serotonin and our happy hormones are very much produced through our gut biome. And we definitely have that link in our immune system that actually communicates to our gut biome. They do communicate together. So this communication point between the microbiota of the immune system and the immune system is key to the immune system's response. Okay, so our immune system responding to what's going on is communicated from the gut biota. So when I have had my atrocious skin problems, it's a post from a while ago, I did have UV treatment to heal my skin. I went and stood naked in this UV cylinder twice a week at a certain level of UV to heal severe full body eczema that was like weeping and welting and couldn't turn my head because it was so savage. And the other thing I had to address was my gut, of course, gut health. That's a whole other live. But what I can pass on here as something for you to action yourself is that if you go for a probiotic, you're looking at something with a minimum of 9 strands. So 9 strands on that probiotic is going to be like one that targets you. I'm not going to suggest a particular brand. I've played with different brands. I had just brands that had 9 strands, and I actually got gut pain with them, and other brands were fine. So it is quite individual, but looking at that back list of 9 different strands listed on the label. 2 more to go. Stress, which I opened with at the start. Stress causes inflammation and an imbalance of our hormones, and that is going to reduce our immune system function. Simple. Like the fear that's around, the stress that's around right now, the worry, the concerns, it's going to make us sick one way or another. So you know how to reduce your stress. I teach like energy work, discernment, like choosing where your energy is, where your field is, what you're bathed in, what you're reading, what you're looking at, what you're accessing, what you're exposed to, who you're around, your environment. Are they causing stress or not? That is your question. And a really cool fact that I stumbled across today when I was looking at our stress information was that meditating for even a short while, which they deemed as 5 to 10 minutes, which is not very long, does slow the loss of CD4 T cells. Now, what that means is that the CD4 T cells are the immune system brain cells that coordinates its activity when the body is under stress. So meditation is literally like that, just mindfulness. And there's so many ways to meditate, like so many ways. Don't think if you've tried meditation it didn't work that that's the only way, because I've come to learn there's like a million different styles and everyone does it differently, and there is no right or wrong. But if you can quiet your mind and be still, even if that's staring at sunrise or sunset, that's going to be mindfulness for you. That's going to help your CD4 T cells stay active and be able to respond to immune system threats. Last but not least, I know you know this, alcohol and smoking is going to suppress your immune system. So, like, significantly weaken your immune system function. Alcohol alone would disrupt the immune system by causing slower and less complete recovery from infections and viruses. So, I enjoy wine, I enjoy drinking. I'm not one to preach at all here. But when push comes to shove, if you would like to protect your immune system function, be mindful of the impact of smoking, and your alcohol consumption. Like that's really a no-brainer. So those 9 things are going to help you just on a day-to-day basis, help to elevate your immune system function. It's what the governments aren't teaching us, or maybe just reminding us. Sometimes like we know these things and they are just reminders. What I do also want to share with you is the specific supplementation and things that I have got here in the event that I get sick. Things that have been around for a while. They're not new, they're not fandangled. Love that word, it's kind of fun. But there are ways that we can help support that very same immune system when we are sick. These are more preventative things that we can action every day and lift our health and boost our immunity and boost our vitality across many spectrums, like inflammation, infection, fighting viruses. Like these are things that we come across every single day. And this is not an area I generally teach or educate within my my platform here on the socials, but I do know these things, and it's a disservice on my part not to share this knowledge and this information to you so you can decide how you're going to live your life, your choices, your sunshine, your diet, your sleep, and what you're prioritizing right now, so you can actually take some responsibility, self-power, and actually feel like you are doing your part for your body. You're not under anyone else's impact. These are things that you can do, and you can do with a knowingness and a certainty and a faith and a trust that you are helping your body and that you're protecting your immune system and that it is making a difference. And you know that to be true. These are so simple, so easy. And I hope that that does help you understand a little bit about your functions. And look, go and look it up yourself if you want to understand what the T cells do, what the immune system does, how it works with our nervous system, like regulating our nervous system alone through our breath, through our sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems is also going to make an impact. That's a really big one. And these things I will share in a post. So make sure you're keeping your eyes peeled for the post that will come through this week. I'm going to share more information, but I feel it was the time today to help with health promotion here. And I hope that you can share this to someone who might need a little bit of a kick up the bum to just step it up in their health and step it up in their energy. And look, doing these things, you're gonna feel more energy. You're gonna feel happier. You're gonna feel more alive. You're gonna feel empowered. You're gonna feel more confident in your body. These are things that you can do and run with, like take and run with. I'd love to hear which piece you liked hearing the most so that I can see where there's gaps. If you have any questions or you have any like specific things that you would love to learn or you would love to know more about, please pop it in the comments of this replay, because I'm absolutely here to help you. I love helping people understand their bodies and actually play with their bodies to the advantage of their health, to the advantage of their expansion, to the advantage of taking and making this life awesome. Our body holds the score. Our body holds our wisdom. Our body is the portal to our immune system, our health, our creating our reality, our mind. Our body holds our traumas. Like, our body is everything. And our health is our greatest wealth. So let's protect it. Let's look after ourselves. I call you up to step up and to actually do what you can to protect your body and protect your immune system and make smart decisions that are aligned for you. I'm going to keep ranting, so I'm going to stop talking. Have a lovely day, and please let me know in the comments what you love. Bye.